Any questions or comments?
Really nice video.
Thanks.
I can kind of picture it in like you know, in the Chicago airport maybe, where you go down that long hall and there's, I can't remember what's there, it's rainbowy. Can you imagine the hall all full of images, of your images? That'd be so cool.
Yes, well that was actually my first idea, was to do a projector-based exhibit where you'd have a bunch of projector screens in a room and you'd walk around interacting with each one, and then my friend John Whiteway suggested to start making videos. And I still would like to do this exhibit-based idea.
Where did you get most of your flowers?
I've gotten them from the Botanical Garden in Hanover, Germany. Lots from just around Winnipeg and the province. Lots from Shelmerdine, Sage Garden Herbs, garden centers, and then UW, U of M, friends, family, my plants, orchid show, and yeah, the orchid show and the lily show, Lily Society. And then a friend, or now a friend, a person in Mexico City found me online a year ago and contacted me. We started talking, and I eventually sent her a scanner. So I have also a few plants there from Mexico City that my friend sent me, that she scanned.
When you say you scan, what does that mean?
So there's a computer scanner in a dark room and with the lid off, and I just put the plant or the flower on the scanner, and it scans hundreds of thousands of times every 2 or 15 minutes for days or weeks or months.
Just one flower left on there for that long.
Yeah. And then you have lots of images.
How many scanners do you have?
Right now, well, overall I have around 20, but working, or that I'm using, I have around 8, plus a few more for another project, and then, yeah. So 8.
Joe, it's a genius work, bringing it all together the way you have, and connecting it with music, and music with the spheres. I mean, it's also, it's an incredible window into things that we don't, normally look at. We seem to almost be blind to
Well, that's what it really
the world
shows you.
around us and the cosmos and so on. But it's very poignant as well. I mean, you can see things that are very, very human. You can see mouths. You can see sort of internal caves. You can see the womb. Also, you wonder. Do you think the flowers are suffering? I mean, it's also sometimes you wish the flowers wouldn't just be sort of acting like a bunch of Zen pansies and would kind of protest death more often. Perhaps they're doing that, but it's sort of like a brutal, terrifying movement into the abyss, but maybe they know something far more than what we know. Being a temporary creature, I mean, the co-magnets are gone, the azotols are gone. We're doing the best we can to kill everything in the planet as well as themselves, but at the same time...
Well, they do, I mean, yeah, they show us we're very mortal, as are the flowers that I know, or pick. And also about the things that you don't notice. It's been really exciting for me to, like, you grew up in the city, and just the practice of paying attention to the plants around you and identifying them is really interesting, because you sort of, these areas that you thought you knew, you learn that you actually didn't. And it's almost like traveling to another country. That's all that I can liken it to, really. There was one liken. Everybody makes tons of likens. It's good.
How do you choose the photos or the flowers in each video? Are they in families, or are they just color based or shape based, or?
Sometimes it's by color, sometimes it's by shape, sometimes it's by families. Sometimes it's by the qualities of motion. So like if a piece is really dramatic, you want to maybe find another dramatic piece, or a plant dramatically glues itself to the scanner that creates a special effect. You want that. So by, all those things.
So then how do you remember which images to pull from? You must have like tens of thousands of images.
Yeah, over 1 million, I think. So
give us
yeah, it's partly, I mean, I partly can look at them by family and the taxonomic tree that they're organized by. Some of it is by, I can just look at the 3,000 thumbnails to see this is what, look for these, and of course I have memories associated with each of them, so I can say this, and this will do this, which is what I want for this. I can also have this program which can sort them by color, which is how I make the color-based scenes. The computer does it for me. Well, it shows me which ones to choose. And then, yeah, also just what I'm into at the time. So if I'm really into this pine bough, that's what, yeah, so all the above.
Joel, something that struck me this time was just how much color has to do with life.
Yes, they're all very colorful, and it's very fascinating to just look at them artistically and impressionistically, but also, of course, to think about why the flowers are the colors they are, and think about the evolutionary reasons long ago or into present about what unique situations led to this happening over millions or thousands or hundreds of thousands of years. Of course, we probably don't know the answers to most of those questions, but it's neat to think that there's just so many stories out there, and we're just.
Have you ever thought of reversing so that they're dead and then they come to life?
In a later one.
Yeah, it was there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So.
Have you done any videos of germination?
No. Although right now I'm doing just a bit of preliminary work on a project that I eventually want to do of scanning roots growing. So I have the pot on the scanner, and then you see the roots growing. So stay tuned for that. One more minute. So like me on the Facebook page.